Welcome to the Side Hustle Heroes HQ podcast, number seven. Number seven, man.
All right, we made it to 7.
Awesome. So today we're going to be talking about some fun things here. So the typical thing, what's been going on the last week, we're going to share our numbers, and our numbers are been up. For me, up a lot. You're doing really well.
Yeah.
You're really hitting your stride. We're going to wrap up some of the Facebook ad stuff. I mentioned that last week. We've been taking what we talked about last week, putting it in action with some people, and they've had some success. People are getting in approval within 2 days, that quickly, spending maybe $50. Pretty awesome stuff.
All of the tricks now.
All the tricks, yeah. So we're not just talking. The people are actually taking action on what we're teaching, and they're having success, which is awesome. Amazon Influencer Basics, we're getting a lot of questions about where do I upload videos? How long does it take for me to when I'm published? Does that mean I'm approved? And how long does it take for me to get approved? And where's the lock thing? I can't tell, where's that lock at and everything. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. And how to scale, that's a big thing. We mentioned this last week. We'll talk more about how to scale. Scaling is probably the most important thing you're going to do here. So once you get past the basics and you're ready to hit those numbers, how do you get to $1,000? How do you get to $2,000? How do you get to $3,000? I wish there was a perfect formula on how to do that. It really depends on what you do, but we'll get into those details. But one thing's for sure, if you don't put up videos, you're not going to hit those numbers.
Yeah, so we're going to go pretty in-depth on a couple of those things on how to scale and on kind of step-by-step on the basics, because what we're learning through helping some folks is it's not as cut and dry as we feel like it is, because we've been doing it for a while. So
Right.
When you're brand new to this, there's a lot of questions. So we're going to kind of guide you step by step through that, as well as some advice that we're going to have for scaling.
Exactly. Cool. So let's get into the last week. Okay. So how have your earnings been the last 7 days?
Why don't you go
let's
first?
do past 7 days. And then each individual day, how you've been doing. So you want me to lead with that? Okay, fine.
Yeah, if you're ready.
Yeah. I didn't do my 30-day total, but that's okay. The 30-day total is almost, I actually know, I memorized it. It's almost $1,000. So, which is really good. So let me tell you, past 7 days, I'm at 364. And I know if you've been listening to other podcasts, you've heard me sort of hovering around 200, 180 to 200 is where I was. So I was 219.97 the prior 7 days total. So basically about $150 higher this past week. So a really good week. And I'll just go through my numbers here. Today was the lowest day, or I say today, yesterday. Yesterday was 1874. Day before that, 65.86. Then 53.98. 77.25. That was the highest, my all-time high, 77.25. 38.29, 56.86, and 53.44. I'm just,
Cool.
yeah, those are the last 7 days. So pretty happy with that. If you notice, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 7 days were over $50. So that's I guess a bit of a goal for me. I know that when you hit that 50, you're like, okay, then my next goal is to be hitting $100 days. So Jim Ed, yeah.
So for me, the last 7 days, I've got a earnings of $979.94. And then I had a good month in June. I'm going to hit that for you real quick. I did $36.47. So my goal is kind of, in my mind, my goal is set to do right around $3,000 a month. This $36.47.47 was the exact total for June. That's about where I'm actually really wanting to be. I really want to get it to about $4,500 a month is what my next kind of milestone I'm wanting to hit, and I'm wanting to hit it really soon.
That's about 150 a day.
Yeah. So
Right? Yeah, 150 a day would be 4,500. Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
wife and I talk every morning about. She's like, "Oh, what did we hit for yesterday?" And when the numbers come in.
She says we.
Yeah.
Do you say what did I hit?
Yeah. No.
No.
So
Yeah.
and I've noticed like anything over in the 3 digits, anything over 100, she's like, "Oh, it's good, it's good," and she's not wrong. Like I was talking to Andrew this morning, what'd you hit for yesterday on the way in? I hit 100 for the day. Funny thing, I checked it on the phone, it said 101. I checked it 10 minutes later on the desktop, it said 97. So we've noticed in the mornings they're kind of getting everything squared away and updated. So I probably really hit 97 for the day is probably what it's going to turn out to be. But
What about past 7
that
days?
sounds pretty good. I already told the past 7 days, so just click back one. 1 day at a time. I'm not doing that today. Hit 979. So
Okay.
yeah, I had a $200-something day in there, and I had some $70 days in there. But what I'm saying is I'm trying to get in the mindset of really anything under $130 in the day is a little low. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's just where I'm going on it, and then we're going to talk a little later about the scale up, and I'm going to tell you how I'm going to get to that $4,500, hopefully in July.
Yeah, and please don't touch my leg again on the podcast. Okay?
I'm going to keep
Thank
my
you.
hand on your leg during the podcast.
Yeah, if you if you didn't notice, he likes to touch my leg a lot. I mean,
But
yeah.
now they can't see that on the camera.
All right, so Amazon influencer basics. I guess I'm leading the boring stuff, right? Is that
Yep,
yeah?
that's where you're
Okay,
at.
so we have a lot of questions just in general about like, oh, how do I find the Amazon influencer? Like, how do I log into it on desktop? For whatever reason, this is really weird, but they make it difficult. So just bookmark it. It's like Amazon. It's like Amazon.com/shop/your social media channel.
So if
it's-
you're on your computer, the easy thing about it is you've been there before when you signed up.
yeah.
So just type in Amazon.com / as soon as you start typing shop, it'll go shop, then / then whatever the name
Yeah.
of your channel is.
But you know what's really weird? Okay, so you'll notice this. Once you get in, you'll have two IDs. You'll have, and this is a confusing thing also, you'll have two. One's going to say on site, on something, on Amazon.
Amazon.
On Amazon. And you'll see it first. And what's weird is defaults to the other one, the off Amazon. And someone's like, I haven't made any money yet, but you go to the on Amazon, and that's where it is. But what's really weird about this is if you go to the off Amazon one, then it has a link to your Amazon influencer storefront. But not if you're on Amazon. Like if you go to Amazon Associates, you can't find your storefront link. So go figure.
All right, so I know what
Yeah.
he's talking about there, and I still didn't understand it. So don't be alone in that. But go ahead, continue.
You'll have to see it. So, all right. So, and then on the app, there's actually on the app, I can actually show you this here real quick too. Probably on if you're watching this podcast, a lot of people don't like to watch it; they like to listen to it. If you are on your app, let me just go to my app and pull this up here. So this is a pretty new thing, and if you haven't used the app lately or looked around at the app lately, you will find, now this is a Prime Day ad, you will find a little thing right here that's that little person icon. You click that little person icon, and it pulls up Influencer Hub or your storefront. And so both of those allow you to get into your storefront or a place where you actually can upload your videos. So
Now, before you get
Yeah.
to that, you have to have been accepted into the influencer program to have that on your storefront.
yeah, well, that's that little thing. You can probably get to that. It just won't have your storefront. You'll have some stuff on there. So, I mean, this is basically your little information. It has your orders and all that kind of stuff there. See, so
Right, but you're not going to have that whole
well, duh.
area.
Yeah,
Well,
of course.
You're not explaining that. You got to do better.
Okay, anyway, so in the weeds a little too much. But so some of these things are probably going to be things that we're going to do in our Facebook group, I think, which will help a lot. But I'll just try to explain it. There's a couple places where you can upload your videos. You can do it on your app, like I told you. Go to those, you'll see there's a couple screens where it says upload, create content. Create content is what you're looking for there. There's a little yellow bar. At least that's consistent with Amazon. Okay, so the
Okay,
little
so
yellow bar.
You're going to put this on the Facebook
We'll
group.
put those, yeah, some of those little how-to videos. We'll do those quick
Do
videos.
we have a Facebook group?
We do have a Facebook group, Amazon Influencer HQ.
Check us out there.
No, Side Hustle Heroes HQ. That's our group. So check that content out. That's going to be good information there for you. So last week we talked also about, hey, I'm going to do a quick video about the Facebook ads. So all that information is going to be there for you to be able to join. So you have to join the group first in order to get that information. Okay. So where do you upload your videos? There's a couple different places you do it. It's not that difficult. The first time you have to click around a little bit, but don't get stuck on that. It's not very difficult.
Yeah, that
and guess
part is
what?
actually easy.
Google is your friend. Okay. So sometimes it's like some of these things are really so basic that we gloss over them because it is so basic. But understand the first time you're doing it, it's like you are kind of clicking around trying to figure out how to do all this stuff. Okay. So here's a couple things too. So once you've gotten past the first level of approval, which is you probably, if you're watching a podcast, you know this by now. First level of approval is what? Yeah, just make sure you're paying attention.
Yeah, I was reading something. First level of approval is
Through your social media platform.
gotcha.
Yeah. So anyway, that's cool. It's okay if you're not listening, and hopefully you 11 people out there are definitely listening.
they probably tuned out as well.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the first level. Once you pass the first level and you have those videos you're going to upload, okay, you're really excited about getting these videos uploaded. Here's how the process works. First, you go to create content. You add those videos. Now, here's a question we've gotten a lot. Hey, I know there's 3 videos we have to submit. Do I have to do it all at the same time? You don't have to do it all at the same time, but it's encouraged and recommended, right? So just as you get the first video done, get it done. Second, third, do them quickly. Try to get them done immediately. Do you need to do one first and then the next one the next day? No, just do them all. Do them as quickly as possible back to back, okay? Because the reason why you're doing it quickly is you want to get approved quickly. So if you got them sitting on your phone, upload them as fast as possible. You don't need to wait for one to upload and be approved before the other one is. So the way the process works is this. You upload your video, there's going to be a time when it's actually in review. It's almost like an auto or a bot review, which normally they tell you it takes, 5 hours or so?
Yep.
Usually we find it's overnight. So anything you do, like somewhere between the morning and the afternoon, typically that next morning you'll see that if it's going to be approved, it will say published. So how do you find that? You go on desktop, and there's a, oh shoot, what is the thing on desktop? It's
manage.
Like manage account, manage content. It's
So
called
when you
manage
go
content.
onto the desktop, you're going to look over kind of towards the upper middle right, and it'll
Yeah.
say, you'll have 3 tabs across the top. Create, something, something. Last one's manage.
Content.
It's on your phone too. If you hit manage content there, it will take you to an Amazon page where they explain the influencer program. You have to do this from the desktop. If you're not on the
Yep.
desktop, it's not going to show you.
So go to manage content, and then you'll be able to drop down and do video, and then all of a sudden you'll see all your stuff here. You'll see the videos that are actually approved. You'll see some that are actually in review.
It'll tell you the status.
You'll see your locks and everything. That's where you see all the information. So before you've uploaded your first 3 videos, you'll see little locks for each video. Once you upload those videos and they've been published, not approved, they've been published, you'll see one more lock over to the right that says on-site placement, and it'll have a lock on that. So that lock will not disappear until you are approved, okay? So if you get approved, you'll see confetti and you're in, and it says you are now approved for on-site placement. It's pretty obvious when you log in. I didn't get an email when I was approved. I don't know if you did or not. I didn't get an email.
You still don't get emails.
I still don't get emails. Yeah, he gets text, emails, and he gets phone calls too as well. Yeah.
Not really.
Anyway, not really.
No.
Yeah. So, but that's the key. A lot of questions about that, and then so remember, when it's published, it does not mean you're approved. So here's the timing: 5 hours, 5 to 8 hours overnight usually to get published. Once you're published, how long does it take? We've seen it's pretty fast now. It's 2 days, couple days, 2-3 days. You're approved. It took us longer. It took us a couple weeks. It felt like for us to get
one
approved.
thing on that,
Yeah.
we were talking about it the other day. I think their goal is 5 hours. They've got bots running through this,
Yeah.
so it's pretty quick.
Yeah.
But you got to imagine videos are being uploaded all day long.
Yeah.
So not only the 3 videos you're trying to get uploaded to get approved, the videos that I uploaded 13 videos yesterday. So all of the bot has to go through all of those as well. So that's where the overnight part comes in. People aren't loading videos in the U.S. overnight as much, so the bots kind of get caught up on everything. So that's when the next morning, you could probably log on at 3 or 4 in the morning and find out where you're at and things.
Yeah.
It just has to have some downtime.
And he says bots. I am not 100% sure it's a bot or just a really quick check real quick. A human doing this really quickly. We don't know. It doesn't matter.
not a human doing
He
it.
thinks it's a bot.
Gotta be.
But either way, regardless, they're going to catch some obvious things most of the time. So, but then once you pass that first level, you're good. But those first 3, we talked about videos a lot. Those first 3, just be really careful with them, because I feel like if you get caught up in the auto approval issue, if you have an issue with, you mentioned something personal, you have a barcode, and then it's like all of a sudden you go into this other bucket saying, watch this person more closely.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
It's
maybe.
definitely a bot, because every time I get rejected on it, and here's the problem: if you're doing your first 3 videos, rejection is not what you want.
Yeah.
Of course. Okay.
Yeah.
And I get rejected, but I'm past my 3 videos, so it's no big deal. I can just delete the video, re-upload it, figure out what was wrong. But I've got rejected yesterday or the day before. I fixed it yesterday, and it was the license plate again. And man, the license plate was like in the distance. I was like, oh, really? I mean,
Will you stop
there was
doing
no chance.
around cars?
I've got cars. I was at one of my rental houses. I was doing a little key thing for a water meter, but I didn't have it at my house. So we're recording it, not even thinking about it, and I'm doing the edit on the video, and there's a license plate right there. Well, that one was obvious. But if you looked in the background, 6 houses down, they're right next to each other, of course. There's cars, and there's front of cars that we got license plates in Texas on front and back. And I'm like, they're probably going to see there's a license plate there, and it's going to reject it. So I was like, I zoomed in to where it was just on me. So make sure that is a guaranteed rejection if you're doing your first 3 videos.
How many have you been rejected, like because of license plates?
I'd say no less than 10.
Oh wow. Okay, so you see a trend.
And it's
Okay.
not that you can. Oh, it's every time, and it's not that you can even read the license plate. The license plate is so far away that if you did zoom in on it, it would be so blurry there would be no reading it. But the bot sees that there is it's identified vehicle. It's identified there's a license plate.
Yeah.
Even if it's not readable, it will be rejected.
That's wild. Yeah. I've had it with, there's some labels on a box that had a barcode, had some sort of shipping label, got rejected. So,
And then we had a friend that
Barcodes.
his got rejected, and we think it was because it was a little noisy and windy with background noises.
yeah.
So gosh, on these first 3, really take your time. We also have a buddy of mine that did get in, and he was real open and wanted us to look over the videos and wanted us to be real critical, and we were. I think he probably reshot them probably 5 times or so on each video.
Yep.
And it's just like, hey, get them tight, get the audio
Yeah.
good, get the video good. He went and bought the lapel mics like we're using here, and
You got in, man.
got right in the first time, and that is the best practice right there. Is
Yeah.
get in on the first time. Andrew thinks that if you don't get in on the first time, it may be a little harder on the second and third. I mean, just get in on the first time if you can.
Oh man, you know what? We skipped over. This is fun here. Okay, so this is good. This is good for this section. But what's really exciting is the Facebook ads. So we've been teaching people this Facebook ads process. And so I've done a lot of Facebook ads before. He hasn't done them. Things have changed a lot. So, there's a lot of different ways. I would say skin a cat. I hate that expression, but there's a lot of different ways to do this. And so I was doing it one way, and I was teaching this way, and someone was having a problem with her. With Facebook, it's really glitchy, or a lot of these issues like, oh, you have to do this first, and there's like these errors you get. It can be very frustrating with people who have never used it before, but there's always a way around this. So there's a couple different ways to do ads. I'll do some videos on here, but just to let you know, there's not just one great way to do this. There's several ways, but it starts out with engagement ads, and then it's as simple as you have a fan page out there, you have a Facebook page, a business page, you put a viral video. How do you get that video? You could download it from somewhere. I recommend just doing your own video always. Take something that it's a viral product, do your own version of it if possible, so it's yours. People have been successful just downloading a video, putting it up there for a couple days, running some ads. But just at a high level here, what's happening is you run $25 ad, and people have been getting to 2,000 followers on their page, 2,000 likes or followers on their Facebook page within
on their fan page.
on their Facebook fan page within 2 days, and generally you're spending maybe about $50, and they're getting approved instantly. So we've had situations where most of them have been repurposed pages. They've been sitting around for a while. They've renamed them. They put some content on it, and then they've done the ads, and then they've gotten in. There's another person who got in with a brand new page. Same process, 2 days. And what I encourage them to do is, if you have a brand new page, you can get in, but don't be surprised if they come back and say later on, sorry, your page hasn't been around long enough. But leading up to that point, hopefully you won't get this. Make sure to add content to that, especially after especially when you've first started it. I would say get 10 posts, 5 to 10 posts the first day. Next day, get a couple other posts. Be posting almost every day on that page, just so Facebook feels like it's got some life to it.
Yeah, or so that Amazon, when they look at the Facebook, it looks like you didn't just fire up an account to get approved.
Did I say Facebook thinks they're on? Yeah, Amazon. The Amazon person thinks that it's got some life to it.
And
Yeah.
On top of that,
Yeah.
just kind of, you'd probably be fine after a week or 2 of that. But for safe measures, let's go ahead and keep doing that for probably about a month. Just keep posting, keep putting things up.
So guys, this is working. So we're not just spouting this stuff out. So, okay, here's the fun stuff here. Probably for the rest of the time today, we're going to be talking about scaling. So this is really where Jim Ed has just been kicking butt on this. So he's been doing awesome. He's been encouraging me to do more. And what I found is, even him encouraging me to do more, I've actually found more stuff around my house. I was like, oh yeah, here's something right here. Oh, I didn't think about this. Oh yeah, this. So just in your mind, you have to just constantly walk around and think, oh, who's going to want to see a review? No, believe me, there's a lot of things you wouldn't think that someone wants to see a review. They're watching them, so that's good. Let's talk about this a little bit here real quick, just to kind of give you a preview for this section. We're going to talk about sourcing, where you can go to get some additional videos to source, what goals you should have to hit 1K, 2K, 3K, and then what's your mindset, the value of encouragement. So it's really important that I think to get in a mastermind group. Yeah, a mastermind group where you can actually be encouraging each other, or just Jim Ed and I. We're doing a podcast together, obviously, but if we weren't doing a podcast, we probably would be talking pretty much daily to talk about what are your numbers. And when he's kicking my butt, guess what? My response is, man, I don't want him to keep kicking my butt. I'm pretty competitive, so I'm gonna get in there and get some more videos up. We have another buddy of ours that just got in. He's pretty competitive too. So it's fun. It's a game of sorts in a good way, right? So healthy competition. So Jim Ed, you're the man on this. So I'd like you to lead on this section for sure. I'll be certainly interjecting some, but yeah, this will be fun, and I really am looking forward to hearing your thoughts on this.
Awesome, man. Well, let's just put a little context to this. I've only been doing this for 4 months, so I'm in month 5. Started in March. We're in July now. So I'm learning, like what Andrew's saying, and I've been kind of drilling to him. He told me a couple months ago that he's out of stuff. He don't have anything else to review. He's got it all done. And I'm like, man, there's no way. There is no way. So I've also figured out between Andrew and Cody that I must have a few more items laying around the house than the average Joe does, because I have some hobbies that fall into tools and some things that are real friendly for buying off of Amazon. So, but I'll tell you this, 5 months in, I am now looking around and going, I'm just getting overwhelmed and frustrated. It's like, man, I got all of these things I need to be shooting videos on that I don't have done yet. So much low-hanging fruit that I haven't done yet. So before you start jumping into this, man, when do I need to start buying stuff to do it so I can, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Let's exhaust everything. Let's really do some research, dive in, and look around and go, did this come from Amazon? And maybe even if you get in a slump where it's like Andrew was at one point, where it's like, I've got everything done that can be done. All right, well, let's look around and let's do some stuff that we probably shouldn't be doing. Now, let's not open up the pantry and do Doritos, but...
Yeah, one thing about that, when we were talking about buying stuff, if buying stuff for the sake of doing a review, not something you're going to use. Since I've gotten to the program, I've bought a lot of things, and I'm looking to see, is this going to be a good product that I can review? Does it have a lot of reviews? Is it very popular? If that's good. So when a review does it have a lot of people are buying that product? Have a lot of people reviewed this product? Is a product selling really well? If so, I'm going to buy that product. And usually when you're typing in a keyword, the products that are the most popular, that are selling the best, are showing up on top anyway.
Towards the top, under the sponsored. So it's just like when you go on Google and you're looking for something, you're going to have 3 or 4 sponsored where people have paid to be up there. Same thing with Amazon. You're going to have to scroll down to about the 4th or 5th one, and you're going to go, oh, here's the popular one that's popular, not because it's being paid to be put on the top.
Right, exactly. So I've bought several things lately that I've reviewed, and I'm making some good money from that. So that's something that's good. But there's some people who are teaching, do buy a product just for reviewing it and then whatever, sell it or do something with it, that even if you're not going to use it. So I wouldn't recommend doing that, especially up front, because it costs money.
I'll give you an example of that going on with me right now. I'm putting a little sink kitchenette type thing in our shop. I want our shop to also be a man cave. If we ever move, somebody can immediately make it a man cave as soon as I pull all my tools out of there. So
or a woman cave.
Woman cave.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got bathroom, shower in there now, and now I've put a refrigerator and a little kitchenette area. So I went through and I needed a new faucet. We're putting countertops in tomorrow as this is recorded. And I needed a faucet, and I couldn't source one from any of the people who send me stuff from China already. And then also wanted a water filter for drinking water out there. So I bought those 2 items. And I did that very thing. I found a faucet, and I was going to get this one faucet, and actually watched a review on it, and it didn't look too hot. So I got to looking around, and I found a faucet for $65 that had, I think it was 45-ish thousand reviews on it. And I was
wow.
Like, they're selling a couple of these, and they were like really good reviews, like 4.8. And I looked through; they were recent reviews, so like they're selling a bunch of this one. Let's get this one. I'm going to review it. It's a $64 price point. It's around $1.80 every time I sell one. But I'm like, man, I might sell a couple of these, so let's just go ahead and do it. But anyway, it didn't matter because it was out there. I just wanted the color to match, so on. So that's just an example of, yes, if you're going to buy one, think about what you're buying. Get what fits. Get what you like. Get what you want, and then review it. So make that a part of the scaling part as you're looking around.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't buy something you're not going to use. just
Yeah.
because you think, I mean, there's a lot of products that are selling like crazy and you'll make some money, but here's the thing. You're not guaranteed that that product's going to place. There's probably, I don't know, I feel like a lot of our products are placing, but sometimes it takes a little while and sometimes it sells for a couple of days and then it doesn't sell at all. You just don't know for sure. But that's why you just throw a lot of videos up there, and there's so many, and that's what we're going to talk about. There's so many ways to get products for free.
Yeah.
He has his connections with some of the Chinese suppliers, but the thing, I don't know if you're going to talk about this next, but it's your friends. It's your friends and coworkers, man. And one quick thing. So I did mention that, at work, if you have some things that you might be able to review, I just want to make sure, just put a caveat on that. It's like, there might be some terms that says, hey, you can't make money off, like they say, don't use this computer for personal purposes, right? There's always these little things here. So you got to use your own discretion there. So to me, it's like, I'm not encouraging, I would hate for someone to say, I reviewed this product and told my boss about it and I lost my job. It's like, yeah, there might be some people who are really strict about reviewing things that are their assets. So I don't, again, you use your discretion, you do what you think you need to do there. I'm not encouraging you to use your workplace for reviews. It may be fine, and I don't think it's unethical necessarily, but I just wanted to make sure that if someone heard me say that and said, wow, that sounds a little bit weird, it's like, maybe for you it is weird.
So yeah, just remember, I
be
did
careful.
not recommend doing that at work. Andrew did, so I'm not responsible. Andrew is. All right, so
Exactly.
yeah, keep digging around your own house. There is guaranteed there's stuff there. And I think if you want to start grabbing up some of the cheaper stuff that's like, this isn't worth my time, again, don't fool with stuff in the pantry. But if you find some stuff and you go, well, this is only $8, well, go ahead and do it anyway.
Let's get on the friend stuff.
keep
Come on,
doing it.
let's get on to the good stuff here.
right.
Yeah.
That's the good stuff. Don't miss out on that. So I went to a buddy of mine's place. We grabbed some breakfast. I paid. And
Is that necessary?
yes, definitely.
Oh, because you're buttering them up a little bit.
Yeah,
Waffle House
absolutely.
or IHOP?
We went to a place called Buc-ee's.
Okay.
And it's not the Buc-ee's you think, and it's a little cafe over in Greenville. So yeah, it was long.
Must be spelled differently.
It was with a Y, and it was there long before the big gas station
I
chain.
bet you they're ticked off about that.
If you don't know what Buc-ee's gas station chain is, y'all check it out. It's
Did it have a
crazy.
beaver on there?
Did not. But the breakfast was really good. And he's a buddy of mine. We went back to his place, and he knows I'm doing this Amazon program. And I had done a few things at his place before. And he's like, hey, if you got some time, stick around. And I was like, heck yeah, I'd love to. So I spent 2.5 hours. I was pretty much out of his way, out in his shop area. And I was just going item by item. And I was able to get, I did 14 videos day before yesterday, and then 13 yesterday, wrapping up
nice.
most all of his stuff that I had recorded in that 2.5 hours. So,
What's the value of that, you think?
oh, I do know actually. It was right around $15K cumulatively. on
So the
products.
price on Amazon,
yeah, like
is what you're thinking?
one item added up, whatever, 13 plus
So
14,
if you sell-
27 items.
if you sell one of those products at about 3% commission, I mean,
so
for each of those, that's a lot of money.
So we're getting into my goals part of it, but that is part of it. I told Andrew and I are getting ready to leave in just a few days here. We're going to a conference up in Columbus, Ohio about some Amazon stuff that we're looking forward to. And I told Andrew, last Wednesday, I told him, Andrew and Cody. So we're in a little text group. And I said, hey, before we take off on our flight on Wednesday afternoon, I will be at 250 videos uploaded. And I was at 200 exactly at the time. So I'm going to get 50 videos uploaded in this week. I'm already 30 in, and I've got 3 days left. So,
Nice.
I'm
Great.
going to make it happen. And that, we will see. We will see. But I will be disappointed if this doesn't equal out to an extra $25 per day for July.
How much again?
$25. So I said it here. So 25 times 30 will be an extra $750 for the month. That's what I'm looking for. That'll put me over $4,000 for the month, hopefully, if everything else kind of keeps going the way it's going.
Yeah, so I believe there's a strong correlation with number of videos and how much money you're making for sure. I hear some people saying, hey, I've got 100 videos up, I'm making $25 a day. Others have 100 videos up, they're making $1,000 a day. It just depends. $100 a day. Well, I don't know about that. So I think it's probably, like, I'm at 109 to 110, and my average has been about $50 a week lately. Mm-hmm. So it just depends. The stuff he's doing is high-end stuff. Like, it's expensive stuff. A lot of products he reviews are over $100. Some are $1,000. So that's a huge thing. You might say, I don't have that many expensive products. Well, for you, you might need to do more reviews. Okay, but this whole thing he's talking about, do you have some friends that might have some things that are expensive? Maybe so. There's a lot of expensive coffee machines, for instance, that are $500, $1,000. You might have some friends that are coffee snobs out there that have really amazing equipment, coffee equipment. Hit them up, talk to them. So I just think, look at your network, tap into your network of people you work with, your friends and everything. They're out there. So any other friends that you've been gone over there, you talked to that you're planning to do, or?
Yeah, I've got another friend that's got a lot of stuff, and he's willing to do it. He's just really busy, and then unfortunately, with all of this side hustle money that's happening, I'm really busy too. There was one thing when you was talking I was wanting to mention, and I forgot what it is now.
Yeah, so I think these goals we're setting, the best, you can't control exactly the outcome, right? But one thing is if you don't upload videos, you're not going to make money. So where you are now, you're going to pretty much stay where you are now or go lower, because what happens is your videos will eventually fall off. Some will fall off, okay? I'll guarantee you, some will. Okay.
So the one thing I was wanting to say, Andrew mentioned that I have a lot of expensive stuff on there.
Yeah.
That's true. Some of it's mine, a lot of it's not. But I'll tell you, I've got several items that's over $2,000 that's on there, but those are not why I'm having big numbers. I've really looked at it, and what's making my biggest numbers are items that are on the low end $400 and on the high end $600.
That's a lot of money.
Those are
that's expensive.
But I've got
products.
a lot of items that are over 1,000 and a few that are over 2,000.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
And hey, when those days hit that I sell a item that's $2,000, then that's a lot of money. Boom, right there. That's going to be a big day. So I definitely want to keep bringing all of those products I can in, because right now maybe I've only got, I'm guessing I've probably got 3 or 4 items over $2,000, and I probably got another 5 or 6 over 1,000. When you have a day where a couple of those sell, instead of me having a $150 day, I may have a $350 day. So it's nice to have those peppered in. But really the drivers are, for me, because I'm putting up pretty good numbers, are the $400 items, right in that $600 range.
$500 easy math, 2% commission, $10. So $10. That's a lot of money. It's for
but
commission.
Usually it's 3%.
Okay, so then it's gonna be even more. Is it $15 then? 3%?
Nobody knows.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind. And I actually have a lot that are 4%. So 4% commission, $500, that's $20. So that gets you really quickly. Think about that. To make $100 days, well, you do about 5 of those, you're at $100. So the day when I had that $75 day, whatever, I'd sold several things that are over $100, and it adds up really quickly.
So while we're on this, I'll give you an example of part of the scaling plan for me is, like, number one, I'm not in the baby category at all. I don't have a single stroller. I don't have a car seat on there. I don't have a pack and play. I don't have a high chair. Why do I not have these things? Because I haven't taken the time to go to some of my friends that have a baby and do some of this stuff. Anytime you get into a category, if I could get a stroller, all the things I just mentioned up there, 5 different items, what you'll find is you're not going to get commissions on those 5 items. You're going to get commissions on probably 15 or 20 items, because they're going to look at that stroller and they're not going to buy it. So you're not going to get a commission? Wrong. They're going to buy a different stroller and you are going to get a commission. I see it all the time. Where I'm in the welding category, I sell all kinds of different welding things, different accessories that I haven't reviewed. I'm just in the category, so I'm getting some credit for it. So part of the scaling is to get into different categories. So I'll give you an example. I have a jetted tub that did come from Amazon that I have reviewed. Actually reviewed it again yesterday, differently, showing it. This was we bought it a year and a month ago, and I told that on the video. This is the 1-year review of it. This time I filled it full of water. I showed it running. I did some stuff on it. I'm already on this tub, and I'm on a couple of different ones that Amazon has said, okay, you tag this one's about the same, we're going to put you on this one too. So that's a 4% commission. That's a $2,100 tub. But I've found that I've also sold more expensive tubs. I've gotten commissions that are right around $100 just for selling one tub. Unfortunately, I don't sell a tub every day. There are some other products in that category that I do sell every day, which is nice. Again, back into the $400 range. So get into a category. You'll get in your house. You'll look around. You'll find some stuff in a category. Andrew does some dog-related products. So you'll find that you've exhausted everything in the dog-related products. You'll find you've exhausted everything in the other area you're in. But you got to look around and you'll go, oh, well, hey, I've got decor here. I don't think decor does real well.
Yeah,
You've done some of
noticed.
that?
I've noticed. I've done some of it, and it hasn't sold. A little Texas star on my fence. Haven't sold any. I'm getting some views.
Those
It's
are
on the
probably hard to
listing.
sell outside of Texas. So
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's also just wallpaper, and then stuff like that. But a faucet, which seems pretty like a faucet. What are you gonna do? Hey, I've done different faucets, vintage-looking faucets, and then now I'm selling those and other related ones.
I have also
Yeah.
I've done shower when we redid our bathroom.
Yeah.
The shower, the faucets, and they don't sell every day, but they get peppered in there some, and it's nice.
Yeah, and so just don't limit yourself. And I notice with me, there's so many, like, you can be looking at something and your mind just says, nah, it's so weird. Like, catch yourself saying, oh, here's a pillow over here. I'm not gonna do a pillow. Okay, maybe a pillow isn't good, but just for example, I'm looking at this pillow over here behind us or in front of us. Just think about it. Is it possible that there could be a good review for a pillow you could do?
So I've done a mattress.
Yeah.
We bought a mattress off of Amazon. I did it. I've only sold one, but it was $71 commission.
Yeah.
So I'd never thought about pillows, but dang it,
Yeah.
pillows. And he's thinking throw pillows. I'm looking at the same pillow he's looking at, but I'm thinking bed pillows. And guess what? There's a lot of items out there like a pillow. You don't buy one pillow typically, even throw pillows. You're going to buy a couple. You're going to buy 4, whatever. So that little bit of maybe you're getting a $2 commission per pillow, and maybe not. That kind of sounds high, but maybe they're buying eight pillows. So kind of works out.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. The more you upload, the more it's exciting. And what I really love about this is very different dynamics than those who are used to reselling. You have inventory on hand. Like I've been selling some stuff on eBay. I got a closet full of stuff. I'm waiting for someone to buy it so I can ship it out. It's just sitting there taking up space. It's like, there's nothing taking up space when you do these reviews. It's taking up virtual space on Amazon storefront. So what's to prevent you from doing a review for a product that's not going to sell very well or maybe not sell at all? Nothing. It's just some of your time. But the more efficient you can get, we can talk about efficiency, but that comes up a lot also. How can I do videos faster? How can I do reviews faster? That will come with practice, but if you can be a perfectionist and make sure everything's perfect, but a lot of times I'm like, you know what, it wasn't a great review. I'm gonna throw it up there. I'll do it later if I feel like it's gonna start selling. Because there's some, I wasn't really proud of it, but you know what, it's doing pretty well. And I actually was selling for a while. I've fallen off this listing now. I'm saying, you know what, maybe I should be a little sharper with my review. I'm gonna go ahead and do another review and see if it'll stick a little longer.
So
Yeah.
be sharp as a tack on your first 3 to get accepted.
yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Film them 5 times. But
Yeah.
like Andrew, be a little quicker with the rest of them. Andrew's got a lot of experience filming things and putting them up, and as do I. So it comes a little more natural. If you're the person that's got some kind of influence or footprint online, you're probably good at it too. If not, it's okay. You'll get good at it. I don't have a background other than starting a YouTube channel 4.5 years ago. So, but you know what? After you shoot 100 videos, somehow you become good at it. So don't give up on that part. And then as far as wasting time, Andrew's exactly right. I always say the low-hanging fruit. I'm sure you're tired of hearing it. It's okay. I'm tired of saying it. But you got to hit that. Don't go out and do the stupid stuff. Don't run around. And for me, don't run around doing extension cords first thing.
Yeah.
Let's do a $4,000 table saw first.
Yeah.
Hey, well you may not ever sell any of those table saws. Hey, I haven't yet. I may not ever. But let's go ahead and get that knocked out, because when that hits, if I sell one, it's going to move the needle. Let's do things that are going to really move the needle and encourage you.
I would venture based what you're saying, I would start probably, again, push back if you want to, but on those $500 items that are selling. Maybe start with those first. Go to the 4,000, get those in there, but the first ones you should do are probably going to be those that are going to sell based on his experience.
Yeah, I'll push back a little on that.
Those are going to be the ones you get with excited. You're extreme money coming in. The 4,000 one, you might be like, I haven't made any money. So,
yeah.
Oh well.
Well, we put up a $2,700 basketball goal, and I got that one out there pretty quick. I think I've sold 3 of them. But
Yeah.
I tell you, man, every time when I open it up in the morning, and it's a $150 day at this point, or it's a $350 day, it's like, well, you ended up selling a basketball goal and something else that was big. So get those big items up. They're going to be a little more sporadic. You're not wrong with your with the other, but just don't run around doing the cheap stuff. Do a mix. Get the more expensive stuff done up first.
That's it. A mix is, I think that's what we can agree to. I think a mix is good. Do some cheaper stuff that are really fast. Like I did some K-cups, just quick, and I've sold some. Do some things that are $100. Do some things that are $500. Do the $1,000, but do a lot of them. But don't get stuck in one category for sure. And don't do all cheap items hoping, well, these sell better than these more expensive ones. Some cases they do, but it may not be worth it at all, and it's going to be too saturated anyway. So I think that the moral of the story is look around your house, do the things. There's a lot of reviews for expensive products that are actually, it can be pretty fast, right? Because, I mean, I can do $1,000. There was a $1,000 product that took me literally a minute to do this review, maybe a couple minutes. I did 2 takes, and that's been really, really fruitful for me. Very, very easy. It's a really easy. I mean, there's other things that are maybe $1,000, maybe like a table saw or something like that. That's a little more complicated. You have to show the demo how it works and everything. It might be a little more difficult. That's a factor as well. Also, right? Do some things that you know you can get done pretty quickly, regardless of how expensive it is.
So a couple things you did mention. Maybe we'd go into, and I'll go into it really
Yeah.
quick. How to do things a little quicker.
Yeah.
So if you have got a spouse or you have a kid or a friend that can help you a little bit with this, and only help they need to do is just hold the camera. Get a gimbal. If you're going to get serious about this, get a gimbal. Have them hold the camera that way. Table saw review. It's going to have to be a little more in depth. We're going to have to move around. But I'll tell you, if you're doing it on a tripod, you're going to move it here. You're going to say a couple things. You're going to move it again. You need to move that tripod 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
You get different shots. You need to have it running. If you've got somebody holding the camera for you, you can maybe do it in 1 or 2 shots if you don't mess it up.
Yeah.
So, but that's a $4,000 for me. That's a $4,000 table saw. I'll quit bragging about my table saw, but what I'm saying is you want to get a nice video out there for that. So now we're doing a $400 item. Well, we also want to get a pretty nice video out there for that as well, but it may not have to be cut up. If your video's not cut up and you've got somebody filming it with you and for you, what I like to do is I'll say, okay, start off on me and the product, and I'll say, hey, this is Jim Ed with the Improvement Channel. And then as soon as I say that, I'm going to say, today we're taking a look at, I'm going to tell the person doing the camera, let's start zooming in on the product. I'm going to start working with the product. I'm going to start showing the product. And then they're going to hear me getting into I'm wrapping this up, and this is what I thought about it, and here we go. And my buddy Cody, I like it. Don't steal it from him. I'm not going to. But at the end, he says thank you. And we all know he's done, okay? Which is really cool. I like it. So get whatever you're going to do to wrap it up. Your camera person knows it. And if you're pretty good at it, and I've done this with a lot of videos, you're done. That doesn't need an edit. If it doesn't need an edit, then you can directly from your phone go to the app, hit create video, and it'll pull it right out of your video library on your phone. And it's up. If you go ahead and really on your game and take a nice photo of it, there's your thumbnail, and we're done. I've done a lot of videos that way. I'm getting more into where I'm importing them into the computer, editing them, which takes a lot longer. But
yeah, I'd say 75% of my videos are probably on my phone, couple takes, 2-3 takes, and I'm done. No editing whatsoever. I'm working on not saying so many ums, but it's not ideal when you have, but it's not that big of a deal. The times when I've actually done a lot of reviews or a lot of edits is if I have 3 different parts. Like I'm opening up, I'm unboxing this product. Here it is. Now I'm putting this together, and now I'm using it. So there's some things like that you have sort of 3 different parts, and because you can't do it all in one session, and that'll do some editing there. Secondly, if I have some video footage, maybe I'm at a friend's house and it's loud, I just review the product and say, whatever, a coffee maker, I'm just kind of doing like this, going around it, doing this, whatever. And then I go home and then just do then what's the word?
voiceover.
Yeah, a voiceover later when I get home using my software. I use Descript, which is really good for that. But there's a lot of different software you could use. So yeah, for the quickest thing you can do, if you can get away with it, is just do a couple shots in your phone, couple takes in your phone, be done with it, upload it, you're done.
Absolutely.
So yeah, hey, I think there's anything else on this? I think we're about wrapping it up. I think hopefully this has been helpful for you guys today.
So don't buy any products.
Yeah.
Don't buy any products the first 90 days, specifically just
Specifically,
to review.
yeah.
Buy products if you're going to buy them anyway. And one thing I was joking with Andrew about yesterday, and it's really no joke. Once you start making money on this program, you start going, oh, I need to buy. I legitimately need to buy one of these things. You're not going to go to a big box store and buy them anymore. You're going to go, I'm going to find it on Amazon. If I do have to have it
Yeah.
right now, you're going to make sure when you go to the big box store that it's also carried
yeah.
on Amazon, because you're going to review this thing.
Yeah, keep that in mind. Exactly. You don't have to have bought that at Amazon. So keep that in mind. And also, we even talked about this a little bit, but you've got friends. You're like, well, how do I ask my friend if I can go to their house? Like, I feel awkward about it. There's a lot of different ways to do it. It says, like, let me take you out to lunch. Let me buy you a beer. You know, let me do this. Let me do that. So, like, he took his friend out for breakfast. But again, it's based on the relationships. And there's another thing I've thought about also. Like, if you like garage sailing, there might be opportunities there to find some stuff some newer stuff. You might buy some stuff there and say, hey, by the way, I noticed you have this chainsaw over here.
Oh, yeah, that's not for sale.
Oh yeah, not for sale, and then you kind of explain a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, here's what I'm doing. So there's a lot of creative ways you can do it, but your friends are great because your friends are forgiving. Usually, they're going to be like, "What are you doing now?" And usually, a good friend is going to want to help you out. They might even say, "I want to do this." I've got some friends too that I said, "You want to do this?" They're like, "Nah, I'm too lazy." But you can come over to my house and then do it. So you'll find just by asking, there'll be a lot more open doors than you thought. I've asked a couple people so far, and they both said, "Sure." You just need to set up the appointment and just make it happen. You need to follow up and make it happen. And it may just only be 30 minutes or an hour of time. Take them out to dinner. Do something like that. Give them an Amazon gift card or something. Something like that. It's not hard. Just there's not one way to do this, but you're a friend. They're your friend. Make it happen.
So when you're talking to your friend that's local, that you can get to easily, you tell them what you're doing. You know, you probably have already done that anyway. Hey, I'm trying to get into this Amazon influencer program. Hey, maybe they ought to try it with you. If it's a friend of yours that you talk to on the phone some, hey, why don't you encourage them to try it with you? And if they say, yeah, you know what, I don't have the bandwidth, I don't have the extra time, I've got to run kids to soccer. Well, it takes some time, this does.
Yeah.
So chances are you can circle back to them, hey, you know, remember that Amazon thing? It's starting to do pretty good for me. Are you sure you don't want to do it? Yeah, I don't have the time. Well, do you think we could make some time where I could come over and review a few of your products? Guarantee you they're going to say, yes, come on over. You know, you just got to find a time that works for them. And, you know, if you're a trustworthy person, which you probably are, they're going to say, yeah, you know, here's the garage, have at it. Or, you know, here's some things that I think that you'd like to review or whatever.
Exactly. So awesome. Good stuff, Jim Ed. So
did you want to go over Facebook Marketplace? Good.
Yeah, Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, Facebook Marketplace, I tried this a couple times.
I hate it.
It's not great because basically you can reach out to people who are selling products and ask them, hey, would you be willing to do a quick video of this product? Just do the video. You don't need to talk at all, and I'll pay you for your time or something. You might get some hits there, but it's kind of looked as spamming people, and you know you get some people responding and not so.
It's a weird spot. It's a weird spot anyway.
And you get some people wondering, like they're very skeptical, especially because there's a lot of scamming going on. So that is there are some people who are having success with this. I've heard. I've got a couple of videos from this, but I'd rather just go hit up a friend than hit up a complete stranger that thinks I'm a stalker or something.
So maybe a little bit of a twist to the Facebook thing. If you're looking for a product that either you can use or that you just want to buy, maybe you do look on Facebook. You buy it at a discount. Maybe get it a good deal.
Yep.
Get it ready for video it, and then you may want to just go ahead and sell it. That would be, to me, be better than buying it for retail on Amazon and then trying to resell it.
Yes.
You know, later as used.
That is
losing money.
That's another whole thing too. Yeah, I forgot about that too.
Especially if you're into that whole, you know, swapping and dealing and wheeling and dealing.
Garage sales, Facebook, eBay, getting stuff cheap, getting a product cheap that you can actually review, especially if you're going to use it anyway, right? So that's a whole other thing too. You don't necessarily need to buy a brand new product on Amazon to review, but it's always better if you're going to use it, because when you use it, it's so much more authentic. If Jim was reviewing like diapers or something, he's going to be like, I don't even know what to say about diapers. Maybe he can partner with somebody who actually has an experience with certain diapers. And then that's a whole other thing too. Who does the review? Could Jim Ed just say, hey, I'm introducing my friend Sally. She's going to review these diapers for her baby. That might be perfect. And then it's like, oh, it's still my channel, but it's his friend of his, Sally, that's reviewing some diapers. So it would be weird for Jim Ed to say, hey, I'm Jim Ed, I'm going to review some diapers right now. It's like, what? It would be weird anyway. So the more authentic, and keep in mind, not everyone's watching all your videos, but it shows if it's not really, if you don't know much about it, it's, at least with me, it's going to show. It's going to show. So
I agree.
if that's the case, then get someone who knows. And here's another thing too. You may not necessarily, you could do a voiceover with bullet points based on, like my dad has these supplements he's taking. He's like, oh, this is great. Let me tell you all these things. You know, he wasn't great. His review wasn't great, but I took what he said and did my own review of it, which works pretty well. So there's different ways to do this, but be creative. Be creative about this, and don't get stuck on, well, I can't do this for these reasons. Don't make excuses. Just make it happen.
And one thing too, along that, don't get on a package and be like showing a product here and have the package over here behind the camera and reading bullet points.
Yeah.
All of that can be read on the, what do you call it? It's not by page, but the
Product description,
product description page.
product details.
Don't read those off.
Yeah.
They've already read all of that. You need to be giving them stuff that's in between that. The
Right.
stuff that they can't glean from that information, and you need to be giving them looks of the products that they can't see from the pictures.
Awesome. Hey, so next week, we're going to mention this earlier, we're going to talk about our conference that we're going to. So it's an Amazon conference, and we're also going to be talking with some people there about Amazon influencers. So we'll probably have some updates as far as like exciting things happening. So we've been helping a lot of people. Hopefully we're helping you who are watching this, but we're also helping some people that aren't involved with our podcast. So we hope that this turns into something big. We don't want to give you a whole lot of like exactly where this is all going to go, but I think there's some exciting things to happen here. So we really enjoy like the success we've had with Amazon Influencer, and also the success other people have had that we've been able to help. So that's what's really fun. I think one or the other, I would, if I will, it's great to have both, right? Us being successful but not helping anybody else, that would be a real injustice, and it'd be really sad. But the best thing about it is when we see success, we're able to help other people. That just makes it so much better, and that's what we're all about. So, okay, where can you find us? Where can people find us, Jamed?
Google us at Side Hustle Heroes HQ. The main place you're going to find us is our Facebook group. It's Side Hustle Heroes HQ, but you can also find us under the same name under Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. But Facebook, get us there first, join the group, and then check out the podcasts on Spotify, everywhere you find quality podcasts such as this. And yeah, catch us on YouTube if you want to watch it instead of listen.
Yeah, and if you found us, it's like, hey, I wish you were on my favorite podcast platform, just let us know. But we've been on I've submitted this several different places, so hopefully you're finding it. And obviously, if you're watching this, you've obviously found it somewhere. And then if you want it to be on your certain platform, it's not, like I said, let me know. And email us at sidehustleheroeshq@gmail.com if you have any questions, or if you want to be a guest on our podcast. Lots of different things there. So love to hear from you. We'll be looking forward to telling you all about this conference. And thank you, and have a great day.
Yeah, good job, man.